Well, a little background history. The building is named after Dr. William Monroe Wells. He was a doctor, and he was one of the first black doctors that came to Orlando, and he came here in 1917. He built this building that we're standing in, which was formerly the Wellsbuilt Hotel. Dr. Wells was concerned with African Americans having an outlet and having access to things that other cultures had access to. So he built this building, which is the Wellsbuilt Hotel, and a building next to the building, and he called that the South Street Casino. And in its heyday, the South Street Casino was host to several people such as Ray Charles, B.B. King, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, and the list goes on for the notables who were pioneers in jazz and popular American music. This building was the hotel, like I said previously. Upstairs, we had hotel rooms. Downstairs, we had a storefront. Each of these three rooms were separate from each other, and they had things such as a furniture store, a general store, the lobby of the hotel, a restaurant, and the list goes on between the 1920s and the 1980s. Both buildings were created in the 1920s, were built, this South Street Casino and the Wellsbuilt Hotel. Over the years, Dr. Wells passed, his wife passed, ownership changed hands, and this building was left in a bad condition. The organization found out about this building and set about restoring it and giving it prominence due to the fact that it's the place it held in Orlando's history, being a stop on what was called the Chitlin Circuit, when African-American entertainers had to travel the country, and they couldn't play many of the bigger venues, so they had to play smaller venues throughout the country, and that's where you get the term the Chitlin Circuit, because among other things, they served chitlins and other types of food on the circuit. When the organization found out about this, they set about acquiring the building and restoring it, and they acquired the building and restored it and changed the name to the Wellsbuilt Museum. The organization, the name of the organization that runs the museum is called Past Incorporated, or the Association to Preserve African American Society, History and Tradition Incorporated. And they incorporated in 1992 for the reason of gathering information about the African American experience here in Orlando, explaining the story. Because, throughout history in America, the story of black people or black Americans is rarely told, or if it's told, it's minimized or it's glanced over, and they don't really delve into the importance or the meat of the contributions that African Americans have played in America. So the association was concerned with getting the story out, what black people were doing, what kind of jobs they had, how important were they to the community. And that was their focus in the beginning, to get the story out. And what better place than a place like this, which was very vital. This place, the Wellsbuilt Hotel and the South Street Casino, were vital to the black American community here in Orlando during its heyday. And so the association used this as its home base to get the word out, to spread the word, to let people know who black people were in Central Florida, what their lives were like, and what kinds of contributions that they played here in this region. The president of the organization, since its inception, she is now State Representative Geraldine Thompson, and it's comprised of a 10-member board of directors from various backgrounds. We have some attorneys, we have some educators, we have some people who are, for example, a gentleman named Chief Wilson, who was a band teacher from. He went to Florida A&M. He taught band at Jones High School. He's a fixture in the community. He's almost like one of these buildings. He's been around a long time, knows everybody, taught everybody's children. He's one of those kinds of people. So we have a board that is very diverse, and I played a vital role in the organization being able to acquire this building. Well, the Wellsbuilt Museum is open from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday and 10 to 2 on Saturday. We are available at other times by appointment. For example, if we have a large family reunion or a group that wants to come in, we'll make time available to come before or after hours or on the weekend to accommodate them. Right now, just to give you a layout of the building, just explain to you what's in the building, and then I'll explain to you further what we have coming up in the future. Right now, we have this first room here that houses pictures and artifacts from people from the local area, local Orlando and local Central Florida as a whole. And we kind of call that our Achievers Hall. and we display artifacts, like I said, of these people. For example, the first black school superintendent, first black police chief, first black fire chief, and on and on. Right now we're looking at 4 gentlemen who were instrumental in bringing the first African-American owned banking institution in the state of Florida. Right here, you got footage of the sign that was called Washington Shores Savings and Loan. And obviously it's in the Washington Shores area. And the bank itself still exists. It's called Urban Trust Bank, now owned by former BET owner Bob Johnson. He bought it and he turned it and changed the name to Urban Trust, obviously. But the history of the bank is very vital because, as you know, black people have always had problems getting money and getting loans, and having a bank account is something important so that they can have a bank account, have some self-worth, and even financing for buying homes. And this bank was very instrumental in helping African Americans buy their own home, and many people buy their first home and buy their own home, and the development and the backbone of that part of Orlando. And so these 4 gentlemen were instrumental in the founding of the first, as I said, the first African American owned financial institution in the state of Florida. Also in that first room, we display ledgers that were found in the home of Dr. William Monroe Wells. By the way, the home is next door. We are restoring that right now, and it will be a part of the museum complex, if you will. And those ledgers detail people like Ray Charles, B.B. King, and so forth, having come here, when they came, how much they were paid, how many people were in the audience, the taxes paid, and on and on. It's a very valuable piece of history for us because it gives us a real insight into the goings-on of the day during the heyday of the casino and the hotel. For example, this display, these are the ledgers that we found in the attic of Dr. Wells' home. The home was set for demolition, and the owner of the home did not want the home. They wanted the land. They gave us the home. We moved it down the street into its present location. And inside the attic, we found these ledgers, which detail, the different artists that came to the Wellsbuilt or to the South Street Casino. This top one here, Louis Armstrong, was the artist of note, and that was dating in 1945. And having gone through these ledgers as I have, I've noted that Louis Armstrong came here quite often. And for those who know who Louis Armstrong is, he's widely considered as the father of jazz music. So the fact that he came here so many times to Orlando, that's what gives this place its significance, because you can't even imagine Orlando being a stop to have hosted such greats as Louis Armstrong and the others that I've seen. Like I said, Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, all of them are listed inside these ledgers. This one right here is 1956, and on that page it notes that Bo Diddley, Ruth Brown, and Ray Charles, and I named them in particular because out of all these people, they are 3 of the last 4 remaining living people that we have a record of, and we have talked to Ray Charles, his people. I talked to Ruth Brown personally. She's a Grammy-winning blues artist. And I talked to Bo Diddley's people. And we were not successful in getting any of those people to come here by one reason or another, and all of them are dead. The only one that is living is B.B. King, and he's an elder gentleman, and we're not giving up on getting him to come here and share his thoughts and his memories on being on the Chitlin Circuit and anything that he may remember about being here. So that's our mission. But again, like I said, these are very, very important pieces of history that we can just document who came and what they were paid, and it really adds legitimacy to the building. This middle room here, we have several things. We have a tribute to music. We have a tribute to Dr. This is also the room that we have a stage in the back that we do live musical performances. And to that end, we're doing a play right now. We did a play last month, and we're going to run it again at the end of this month, leading up to the November elections. And it's, again, it's called It Bears Repeating, and it's about African Americans and our history in America and some of the struggles, and it's about encouraging people to get out to vote. So we think it's a very poignant piece right now to and it really goes well with what's going on in America right now today. In this third room, this room is our dedication to Africa. We have several African pieces on display, and so we dedicate the majority of this room to Africa. I'm now bringing your attention to several pieces that we have on display, and one over by the window. These pieces were acquired by the United States ambassador to Senegal. These pieces are from the 1800s, and again, they are from Senegal. And the United States ambassador to Senegal found out about our museum. They had the pieces in storage, and they decided to let us house this and display it as part of our African heritage. And they come in from time to time to check on their furniture. But it's a nice piece for us to have to show, our history. And again, this is from the 1800s, so it's a very an old piece, but it's vital. It's very good condition. This table, that piece, one piece here, and another piece by the window. And people usually come in here and just love these pieces because of the way that they were crafted and their design and the fact that they've still held up till today. And so it's one of our signature pieces. In the coming months, as I stated, we are restoring the Wells House next door, and it will be a part of the museum complex, so people will be able to visit that as well as this building. Inside, we will house a bookstore and a souvenir shop. We will also have, upstairs, we will have a computer lab that the city is helping to finance for local students from the local Paramore area to come in and do their homework and learn some different things. And even we're going to digitize and archive our collection so that people who want to learn more about Blacks in Orlando or the types of things that we have here, they can go online or come to our computer lab and look it up. We are also, as far as rehabbing and restoring, we're still finishing restoration here of this building. So we will be doing that in the coming months, hopefully finishing that by the spring. And the other event that we have here is we have monthly, we have live jazz music. That's live musicians, not just a keyboard, it's not just tracks. We have live musicians that come and play on that stage, and we do that monthly in order to recreate the feeling that was present in this area. Reintroduce people to jazz music, reintroduce them to live music, because it's very important. It's a vital part of our history, so we're glad to play a part in presenting some of that. And going forward, the Orlando Magic is building a new arena right over here within feet of us. So we're positioned to receive a lot of different people who may not have ever heard of us. And so we'll be here, and we're going to offer some diverse things and hope that more people come in and partake in the Wellsbuilt Museum.